What's happening, Carolina fans? Welcome to Two Fans in the Stands, a podcast related to all things Carolina Panthers and North Carolina Tar Heels. I'm your co-host, Tony.
And I'm your co-host, CJ.
Let's go. CJ, what's happening with your cuz? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. It was a ugly game, and I think that was being nice about it. But it's a W.
Very ugly game. Very ugly game. But like you said, it's a W. It's a W. Well, let's go and get right into it. I normally, I would ask you what you were looking for in this matchup, but I don't think there was too much to look forward to. So just give me your overall impression and thoughts on the way that we, on the last game of the season.
It was ugly. It was ugly. That's all I can say about it. It was straight up ugly. Sam Darnold, 43 yards passing over a whole 4-quarter game. That's just pathetic. It's just pitiful. Deontay Foreman was on route to have a pretty decent game before he got ejected. I wish he would have let old boy just mush him in the face and then back off. But of course, he had to swing back on him. Which I mean, I ain't mad at him, but it's just like, hey. But like I said, it's last game of the season. We ain't going to the playoffs, so it's like YOLO, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was an ugly game. But I will say this: the defense held it down for 4 quarters. Let me see three quarters in every drive except for that first one.
True, I agree with you on that one.
We gave so like three quarters of a quarter.
yeah. They gave them 7 points on the first drive,
and that was it.
And that was it. That was it. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, it was an ugly win, and we were talking about this before. We've wanted them to be able to finish a game,
right,
all season, and
right.
I know it's the last game. Didn't really mean anything, but you know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it. Hey, a win is a win. I don't care how ugly it is. What the stats look like at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you either got a W or you got an L. That's all that counts at the end of the day, and we got a W. So, and we ended the season on a good note. So I'm extremely happy about that, and I was glad to see that we was able to help Steve Wilkes get to 500 for the season.
Yeah, let's just hope that's enough to get him the job. But we'll save that for another episode.
Yeah.
What
Steve Wilkes.
Exactly. What were your overall thoughts of the game?
Hey, basically what you just said. It was an ugly game. I didn't see Carolina being able to pull it out at the end. I thought that we probably got some good mojo. When Will Lutz missed that first field goal, I was like, okay, well that's not like him to miss, like that. And then he turned around and missed that second field goal. I was like, okay, the voodoo is on our side today. I was sitting there, I was like, wait a minute, the voodoo is on our side. And, after that first drive, you would think that, okay, it's about to be a long day because they just went up and down. They just went down the field with ease. And our defense didn't look like they were really into it at first. But after that first...
Nah, they didn't.
Yeah, after that first drive, them boys, I guess you could say they settled down and locked in. They didn't necessarily give up any big plays. Alvin Kamara was having a pretty good day. He was running the ball hard for New Orleans. But as far as their passing game, Like Andy Dalton only finished with 170 yards, 171 yards for the whole game. So I
Yeah.
would take that. We did give up that one TD, like we said on the opening drive to Chris Olave, but other than that, like the defense put the clamps on them. So it was just like what we have been saying all year is like we in the games, but we don't finish the games. You know, there's been a number of
Exactly.
games. There's been a number of games that we could have pulled out if the defense would have stepped up and helped the offense. But this time they
Mm-hmm.
did step up when the offense was non-existent. You know,
Yeah.
like we say, you talking about Sam Darnold, 5 of 15 with 43 yards and 2 interceptions, and Terrence Marshall is your leading receiver with 2 receptions for 23 yards. Chuba
Yeah.
Hubbard had, he had an okay day, but I mean, 70 yards rushing, so this is going to show you, you know, that the defense is capable of stepping up when the offense isn't not it's basically non-existent. And I hate the fact that we lost both our starting guards. Austin Corbett got a torn ACL, and Brady Christensen broke his ankle. But
Mm-hmm.
K Mays stepped in for Austin Corbett, and you can really see his presence in the run game. Like he was out there
Yeah.
moving some furniture. You hear me?
Yeah.
K Mays
K
was out there
Mays
moving
was
some furniture.
K Mays was doing this thing. Now Michael
Yeah.
Jordan on the other side, besides recovering, jumping that fumble in the end zone, he could have
That
stayed in
that's
Charlotte.
That's the best thing he's done for us in the past 2 years.
It
Really.
really is. Yeah.
That's the best thing he could have done in 2 years. I don't know why Sam Darnold don't cover that ball up and put two hands on the ball when he's going in like that. That's twice he's been stripped at the goal line this year. The first time was against Tampa. He recovered his own fumble and rolled into the end zone. You remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
And then this time, like we said, Michael Jordan recovered the ball, which I'm glad he did, but that left guard position is gonna have to be looked at during this offseason. I'm hoping that my boy Deontay Cornbread Brown gets his opportunity. They re-signed him to the practice squad. They
I saw
signed
that.
9 players. Yeah, 7 players back to the practice squad, and 2 tight ends. Giovanni Ricci and Steven Sullivan to future contracts. So I hope Deontay Brown, got his weight under control, in good shape, and can step in that left side because, like I said, and I said this beginning of the season, if we're going to be a power running team, you got to have some beef up front to move some furniture.
Yeah.
If you can't move the furniture, if you can't change the living room around, hey, you might as well just keep the furniture in the furniture store.
Yeah, this is true. My only thing with us being a power football team is it's got to be balanced at times, and when it's time to pass, and when they pull the trigger, it's got to hit.
Right, right.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when you haul off and let one loose, it's got to get where it's going. You get what I'm saying? I have
No,
no
you're
issue
absolutely
with
right.
I have
You
no
are right.
issue with the power run game. I think it is great. But you are going to get a hold of teams that are not going to let you. They're not going to let that power run game be their defeat that particular week.
Right. When the defense start creeping down and adding 7 man or 8 man to the box, you need to be able to go to the top of them. That's why I feel like it's so important to have a pass catching tight end down the seam, and even have another third receiver. I just saw
Exactly.
that Brandon Cooks, he wants out of Houston pretty much. He don't want to be a part of rebuild. That's a true downfield target and an excellent route runner and wide receiver. If we can
Mm-hmm.
get Brandon Cooks, a veteran that's been, doing his thing for the past 7, 8 years he's been in the league, that will be tremendous. That would be a
Yeah,
tremendous get.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And yeah, and we'll get into that in some more episodes, but yeah, I completely agree. I like the fight in this game. I like the way they finished, and I hope
Right.
that they will take this. I hope Sam Darnold, because I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm pretty sure. Well, okay, I'm pretty sure that if Wilkes is hired as the coach, Sam will probably be back. Now, if Wilkes is not hired
Yes.
as the coach, then the possibilities are whatever and whoever. So
Right.
we'll see. But if Sam does come back and him and other players, because this team is going to look dramatically different one way, or it's either going to be dramatically different or it's going to be a lot of people returning. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we either going to go to kind of a retool or
Mm-hmm.
a rebuild. And then you kind of think, well, we get a new coach in and we got the players that we got. It wouldn't necessarily be a rebuild, but hell, I kind of thought the same thing when Matt Rule was hired. I thought, well, we ain't that far off. I don't think it's going to be a complete rebuild. And look what that got me. It was a complete shut down of all services and start over.
But like I've always said, it doesn't matter who you have at quarterback. If you don't have an offensive line in front of them to protect them, to give them time to run the offense, it does then you're not going to have a good offense. Period. I don't care if it's Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, whoever. If you don't have an offensive line in front of that quarterback that can protect him, then that quarterback is going to be just an average or below average quarterback. That's just the facts. And until Carolina got the offensive line intact this year, you saw some okay quarterback play. I won't say great because none of the quarterbacks are great. None of the quarterbacks that have played for us this year, including Sam Darnold, I would say are franchise quarterbacks. Only reason I would put Sam Darnold over PJ Walker is because of Sam's mobility. You know what I'm saying? Sam can get outside the pocket. He can run, things that PJ Walker couldn't necessarily do. So that's why I would give him the slight edge over PJ Walker. But I also been saying if you give Sam Darnold a decent line, he can play some pretty good ball. And I just think this over these past 5 games, except these last 2 games, well, even the game that he played against Tampa this week 17 was an excellent game, even though he threw an interception. But what quarterback don't throw interceptions?
Yeah, but he,
Um,
he threw the same interception 2 games in a row, which those two
yeah,
were on him. But what I keep telling everybody is Sam didn't give up 3 touchdowns to the same dude on the damn near the same play 3 times.
right, right, exactly. I mean,
I'm gonna
he
give
did
Sam some
over
credit.
he did underthrow the ball both times. That one time in the first interception that he underthrew to DJ in the Saints game, Taylor Moton got pushed right back into him. He couldn't follow through on his throw. So that's why the ball flooded the way it did. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's no doubt that Sam got the arm strength to get the ball out there, and
Oh
DJ
yeah,
had the boy beat. But Taylor Moon got pushed right into Sam Darnold on that play. But
yeah, I agree. And my thing is this: if we would have had um and we talked about this earlier. Things
okay,
played out probably the best way they could have played out for the Panthers this year. Like we always say, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But think about if
mm-hmm,
we would have had Sam Darnold's play at QB for the entire season. But
right,
that
right,
wouldn't really be possible because Baker Mayfield was going to start even if Sam was healthy.
Right.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Baker would have been pulled a game or two beforehand, but probably not, because they can say, okay, it's 3-4 games. We got to give him some time. We got to do things better, as an offense as a whole.
Right.
But,
Right.
if we could have got Sam Darnold's quarterback play that he's had since he's been starting the entire season, no matter who was behind center, we got that a couple games from PJ Walker, but if we would have got a couple more, shit, we might be doing a recap going into a home playoff game. So
ain't no doubt about it. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And I also feel like if Sam would have been healthy at the beginning of the season, Baker Mayfield may have started, but I don't think he would have made it to the 5th game. I think we would have seen Sam Darnold into the we would have seen Sam Darnold enter the game or start the season earlier than what he was, but the injury is what really messed him up.
Yeah, and and one of my favorite Panthers may still be a Panther. You never know.
Who's that?
McCaffrey.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, he plays for the he plays for the 49ers.
No, I'm just saying if.
Okay.
If Sam would have been healthy and Baker would have went out and played like he did, play like shit for 2 games, what if Sam would have got in earlier in the season? And then there may not have been this, we gotta go ahead and start getting rid of people.
Well, you think about all those different analogies and the what ifs, and say it all worked out the way that you would like to have seen it worked out. Matt Rule would still been the head coach right now.
Yeah, this is true, but the thing is, though, if it would have worked out, then it would have worked out.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If it would have worked out, he's still been the head coach, then hey. But for the stuff that happened, because like I said, what ifs are what ifs. But for the stuff that happened, I don't think it could have. The way it started, nobody thought it was going to finish like this. I think this was probably the best possible outcome besides us being able to sneak into the playoffs. So
right. Yeah, because at 1-4, nobody honestly, including me, I will be honest to say, yeah, I would not have thought that we would have had a chance to win the NFC South come week 17 of the season.
We were talking number 1 pick back then.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. We were talking about number 1 or the top 3 pick. We didn't want to lose the top 3 pick.
Yeah, for real. Now we talking. Now we talking about we got the number 9 pick. Now in my mind, I'm like, all right, if the top cornerback ain't there, go for the top tight end if he there. Now because now we went from talking about quarterbacks to like, all right, well, we ain't getting one of the top 2 quarterbacks, so let's see what we gonna get now.
But right now, I don't see a cornerback. In a little bit of research that I have done, I just don't see a cornerback that is worth. The only cornerback I see that's worth taking in the top 10 would be Caleb Ringo from Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only one I would take too.
Yeah,
But
I had to think about what I just said because I forgot. I was like,
you
I know
good,
there's one cornerback. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, we gonna dig into all that in the upcoming weeks. So
yeah,
we gonna try and play out scenario after scenario after scenario. So,
well, I'm just glad that we got a win. We finished the season on a good note. The players can have a good, feel good about themselves going into this off season. Hope everybody do what they need to do to keep their body right, stay healthy, stay out of trouble, and get ready for this upcoming 2023 season. And like we always say, hire Steve Wilkes. That's it. That's
exactly.
it.
And I just want to throw this. I just want to throw this out there. Thank everybody for listening to us for this first year of us doing a podcast about Panthers football. And I ask everybody to keep listening, because we will have a lot of stuff during the off season, keeping up with the team, free agency, especially the draft, and just keep it tuned in. We got a lot more coming for you,
and a couple of surprises at that.
And well, Panther fans, that'll do it for our coverage of the Panthers for the 2022-23 season. Make sure you keep tuning in to us for more off-season content. As always, Panther Nation, hire Steve Wilkes and keep pounding.